Honorable Minister, welcome you to Bunyoro University, at least Bunyoro University Task Force Office. This is going to be our main office for coordinating the activities of the university. We were operating from what we used to call Odium House. Those of you who are old, we used to call it Odium House, but I think now it is the NSSF House. That's where we are on the 5th floor. So that will remain as a Kampala coordinating office, I think, for a very long time. Even when we start here fully, we shall still need a room in Kampala where to coordinate from. So I welcome you here, and straight away I would like actually to thank, and I will always say this, the President for directing the establishment of Bunyoro University. There are some people I see in the platforms saying government gave Yabianswa, government, it has no will to give a university. That's not true, because once government, according to the Act, once the Minister of Education sets up a task force management committee, it means government is committed. It may take time, but it has already made the commitment. So those who think the university is not going to happen or it is not there, I think they need to think that the university is there, that it is going to happen once government puts a task management force committee. I'm not yet to hear anywhere where they started the task force management committee and they stopped on the way. It has not happened, and I don't think it will happen with us. I know some of you know Soroti University took 7 years. 7 years. So what we are going through is not, it's not abnormal, it is a normal process. So I want to thank you and to welcome you. You always surprise me. I hope I was a good professor. But I think perhaps I was, because of my former students. They are happy to associate with me. Yes. I'm happy that you always keep reminding me of that. And so we have a task management force for establishing Bunyoro University. It is supposed to have 6 people. Myself, KYAMANYWA, professor, I'm the chairman and also the vice chancellor. I have Professor Grace Bantebia, who comes from this area. Those of you know, actually, I think her home is just down there. She's my first deputy chairperson and therefore designated as DVC Academic Affairs. And therefore, if I'm not there, she's the one who comes next. The third one is Professor Yasin Orum. Unfortunately, Professor Yasin Orum passed on early this year. And we really want to, I hope very soon the minister will make arrangements to replace him. Then we have Dr. Asimwe Tusime. He's the university secretary. We have Mr. Obera Elisha. Those of you who have gone through Makerere, you know him as he's our academic registrar. Then we have Mrs. Deborah Owori Apoyo, who is the BASA. So we have all the departments established. Here in this office, we have appointed people to assist us. She's our liaison officer, but also our legal advisor to help us. And then we have some other 2 assistants. So that's how we are operating. This task force, of course, has been in operation since 1st of August 2022. It means we have started our 3rd year on this work. And since that we've been working, there are certain things which we've done, and we are very proud because we were given some terms of reference, and we are slowly working on those terms of reference. Some of them we have gone almost 100%, others we have not. So among the things we've been able, at least we operating, we have established the structure both here and in Kampala. We have done extensive consultations with you people. At least I know Dr. Kajura, we met and we did extensive. We have done extensive consultation. And as a result of these extensive consultations, there are certain things that came out very clear. We got the programs that are required by the people of this area. So as a result of that, we have developed programs. We have developed programs that we think are addressing the National Development Plan, and also we hope they are going to transform this region. I always want to say we are trying to start a university that will have an impact on the community. Community engagement in the programs is a very big issue. Our programs will be tasked to show how they have impacted the community. Whether you are doing nursing, whether you are doing agriculture, whether you are doing food science, whether you are doing engineering, you must work with the community to see how we change. So we have developed so far 18 academic programs. And all these have been submitted to the National Council for Higher Education. And fortunately, already 9 of them have been accepted the way they were submitted. Now what is missing, they're asking us, where are you going to teach them? But in terms of the quality and being acceptable to the National Council for Higher Education standards, I think they've been accepted, and they are now asking for us the buildings where they will be taught. We have also one charge of being able to register land into the names of the university. So when we came, we verified, we did these consultations. The stakeholders showed us some lands which they thought they can give to the university, and we verified them. Some were dropped on the way because they had many encumbrances, like I think the kingdom had given us, but later they realized there were some encumbrances and they withdrew. We had been given land in Chibale. Later we realized we can't tamper with the land that is under National Forest Authority. So we have dropped others, but we remained with 5 which were very suitable. And those 5, we continue to go through the process of evaluating them. You know, I thought I was going just to write a report and say, Minister, according to me, this is the best land. They said, no, we don't do things that way. The people who can do the evaluation are in the Ministry of Lands. So give your findings to the Ministry of Lands so that they are able to confirm. And the Ministries of Land did their work. They identified the places. And when we were ready, you know, for us who have been in the project management, we are told there is what they call technically acceptable. Mm-hmm. And there is what is called stakeholder acceptance. So we reached where now deciding of these pieces of land, where do we, the stakeholders say we want to be here. The technical people say we want to be here. So now I think we have, the minister has invited the National Council for Higher Education to kind of help us on deciding where we should start from. We have pieces of land. The question is, where do we start from? And is it acceptable? So right now we are waiting for the Minister of Education. She received the report. Final report was submitted to our office, and I've been told that very soon we will be called to be given the direction in as far as where we start. Some of you may know we had almost started working at Bulera. We were almost preparing, but later it became clear that government is changing policies slowly. They no longer want to take over institutions. And so they didn't want to take over the institution. But we were not taking over the institution. We had actually cut off some land. And then they said, no, 20 acres may not be enough. So they requested the stakeholders again to look for more land, which I think, Honorable Minister, you know, they looked around and they visited that place of Council Mugenyi, and we went there, and now they sent a technical committee to do the evaluation. It is that report we are waiting for. And we are very hopeful within these 2, 3, 4 weeks that issue will be sorted out. So we will, we don't know what is in the report. Once the report is out, we will be talking very confidently. Besides the land, I think the land, the land will be sorted. I'm coming more and more confident that since they promised to add us more land here, things will go well. But let's wait for the report, because I've tried to get that report and they say it is not for my eyes until the minister has seen it. So I've bowed to that. In terms of, we have developed a strategy for Bunyoro University. That one is ready. We even did a validation with our stakeholders here, and they were satisfied. We have developed most of the policies that are necessary for starting the university. We have developed architectural diagrams, Honorable Minister. And they are, how do you call them? Artistic impressions. We have finished them. Now, of course, they were based on Obrera. But when we talked to the architects, they said, no, this is okay. If things change, we will just change the structural strength based on the place where we have gone. So in terms of the plans, we have them. What is not yet very available as the structural diagrams, because the structural diagrams are based on where exactly you are going to do it. So I think there we have done a good job, and we are ready anytime. Now, many people are interested in knowing what university we are starting. We are starting a more science-based university. We are proposing to start with but we want this university to have at least 5 schools. We are proposing the School of Engineering and Earth Sciences, and that will also take care of the petroleum and so on. This has got 6 programs. We are proposing a School of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences. We have developed 4 programs. We are proposing a School of Computing and Information Science. It has got 3 programs. Those have all been cleared by the National Council. They are asking us for where we are going to teach them. We have the School of Science and Education. School of Science and Education. There we'll have 3 programs, but we have so far developed 2. And then we'll have a School of Health Sciences. Others will be coming as we age, but that is the best. Now, for immediate starting, we are saying we are ready to start with 2 schools. The School of Computing and Information Science, and the School of Science and Education. And their programs are ready. So
that is this one and which one?
the School of Computing has 3 programs. They are all ready. And the School of Science Education, of course, we have Science, Biological, and BSc Biological and BSc Physical. Bachelor of Education with Biological and one for Physical. So those the programs are ready. We are hoping to add on one of Economics and Geography, so that then that education will be kind of complete. So right now, the only thing that has kept us a bit back is the issue of which location. Once that location is sorted out, which we hope will be sorted, Because by now we had thought we would be building. But because of that snag, because the plan was that this year would be a year of building. But now because of that little snag, which I hope by end of February we should have overcome Madam, I think we'll have overcome. I hope I'm reporting very rightly. So that is how we are moving with the Bunyoro University. Should there have questions?
And of course we want to say sorry for the loss of Professor Lumu. We have lost a very valuable person who would add a lot of value on the institution. Nonetheless, I want to commend you for the good job done, because so far what has been done is the foundation of the university. Like I mentioned earlier, university is not like you just wake up and then you put up buildings. You have to develop all that you've told us, the strategy, the policies, the programs. And we want to thank you that you've been able to accomplish all this. But most importantly, also to choose very, very critical programs that are going to begin in this university. It's not just going to be any course, but the 5 schools that we are starting with, or that you've selected, is what our country needs now. Talk about engineering, the earth science, agriculture, food, environment, computing and information science, science and education, health sciences. This is very critical, because we are looking at creating a workforce or a human resource that is not going to look for jobs, but also to create jobs and also to support us as a country move forward. And I know, like you mentioned earlier, when the president directed that this university must be started, he meant it. And actually, when we went to meet him led by our Prime Minister, and you were part of that group in Entebbe, he said, "Oh, you've only come to remind me, this was my program before, where at least every sub-region of this country should have a public university." So I want to appreciate you, and more importantly now, for setting up an office in Bunyoro. Because when you were in Kampala, people didn't see what is going on. They thought maybe you are just seated there. But I also want to assure our people, especially the Bunyoro sub-region, that the people on the team are people who are serious, people of integrity, people who are patriotic, and who wish Bunyoro very well. And you have all our support. I know the far we have moved, we are close. We are very close, and we already have the money in the budget. And once the issue of land is sorted, which is going to be sorted anyway, is sorted. And I want to thank His Excellency, the President, who even moved out of his way to talk to Council Mugenyi over the land matter. So we are good to go, and the public out there should know we are on the move. We are moving. So far, what you've done is really the foundation of any university. So, Professor, you have all our support, and we are going to follow up on the remaining issues to ensure that we move, because people, the language they understand is see that the children are admitted in the university, the lecturers, you've started working. That's all the Ugandans are waiting for. So we are happy to be here, and we are happy to see you in Hoima, the Hoiro city, and Bunyoro as a region. and I want to appeal to all the Bunyoro sub-region. We normally talk, and we want to encourage the children, especially the parents, to ensure that they prepare the raw material for this university.
That is true.
Yes.
It's going to be terrible.
Otherwise, it may become trouble. And I've normally said we have many institutions, very strategic institutions within Bunyoro sub-region. Talk about Nyabea Forestry College, talk about Chigumba, the Petroleum Institute, talk about Chigumba, the Cooperative College, talk about the Police Training School. These are institutions that you don't find anywhere else. In the entire country, it is one institution, and they are all in Bunyoro here. But at times you go to these institutions, and the numbers from Bunyoro are very minimal. So for the university, it is a university within the sub-region, but for the entire country and beyond. So want to see our parents prepare, but also take advantage, because in addition to the university opening and then our children coming in, there are other benefits. The university will need food, they will need transport, they will need houses. So can we prepare and take advantage? Everything good has been given to Bunyoro sub-region. We have just been looking at the stadium. We have the international airport, Kabalega International Airport. We have the good roads. We have everything here. The oil and gas. Soon we shall have the petrochemical industrial park established, and of course factories following. The pipeline, they have done most of the work for compensation of the pathway or the area where they are going to work. Talk about the refinery. All these are coming, but how are we prepared as people of Bunyoro to reap the benefits? I'm happy the technical people are here. Can you prepare our people? Let's prepare our people. At times I say, why should I move on all these roads? And I don't see people take advantage to sell their items along these roads. So basically that's what I can say. We are here to do a courtesy call, which we have done.